petition here from Mrs. Chioma Mary Jane Urafanene, a native of Eziowele in the Idemili North local government. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the petition is against her husband and on charges of criminal abuse, on charges of domestic violence, on charges of duping her in terms of property in which she owns, and outright is supposed to be bequeathed to her children. Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, if the chair pleases, I would like to lay this petition before the House.
Leave is hereby granted. You may now lay your petition. Yes.
Thank you, our working speaker. Mr. Speaker, my name is Sorabudwak Alfonso Sududo. I speak for the people of Ikot Abasi, pertaining in an Eastern Bolo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this moment to present a petition on behalf of one of my constituents, Mr. Uko Ete Udo. Uko Ete Udo is working with the Corporate Affairs Commission, and the summary of the petition is that there has been a discriminatory process in the promotion of staff in the Corporate Affairs Commission, including him, that he had been due for promotion as Assistant Director over the years. And up to now, that has not been done. And the prayer of the petitioner is that this House should look into this matter and let justice be done. Mr. Speaker, if I have your leave, I'll proceed to lay the petition before the House.
Leave is hereby granted. You may now lay your petition. Yes, Omakalozi.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Speaker of the 10th Assembly, esteemed colleagues. My name is Barrister Jesse Okejo Onakalos. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I represent the Nigerians, especially the habit of Lagos, Oshodi Solo. Mr. Speaker, I have a petition here signed by the leaders of Nigerian Union of Pension, signed by the chairman Abdusalim Rabiu and Alex Eko, against First Bank on what they call failure to make payment for their contributory pension and their denial. The second petition, Mr. Speaker and the single list, is signed by a law firm of Nkeshudo and Co. This petition is against Mrs. Charity Shehu Temwa. The petitioners are asking that this lady is using forces to destabilize them in where they have in Kado area estate that is meant for a setback. Mr. Speaker, and the Educational Center. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I seek your leave to lay these two petitions.
Leave is hereby granted. You may now lay your petition. These petitions are hereby referred to Committee of the House on Public Petitions. Any member who has a matter of urgent public importance to present to the House, but please rise to do so. In saying so, is Honorable Rabiu Gaba Kamba in the House?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Major Rabiu Garba Kamba, retired, member representing Arewa Dandi Federal Constituency from Kebbi State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move this motion of urgent public importance on the urgent need to deploy security personnel to curtail killings by Lakurawa terrorists, terrorist group in Arewa Dandi Federal Constituency of Kebbi State. Mr. Speaker, I come under Order 805 and also create the indulgence of the House to suspend all other relevant other relevant rules so as to enable me move this motion. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any seconder? Yes. To the first leg of the motion. Please turn off your mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, Honorable Mansour Musa, my name. I'm representing the entire people of Aleru, Gondu, and Jega Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kebbi State. I rise to second this motion, ably moved by my senior and brother from my state. I so move. I so second.
Thank you, Honorable. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion that is urgent enough to be heard now. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Nnamdi Ezechi is my name, and I represent Timdokwakwan Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Delta State. I rise here to second this motion, that the motion is urgent enough to be heard in floor of the House. I so second.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable, the floor is now yours. Honorable Kamba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The House may note with great concern alarming increase in cases of attack and killings on communities and villages by Lakurawa bandits in Arewa local government of Kebbi State, which has led to displacement of many residents and created severe humanitarian crisis in this Ramadan season. Also notes that Lakurawa terrorist group has been operating since last year, 2024, in northern parts of Kebbi State, where over 15 people were killed initially in Augi local government. Disturbed that 2 weeks ago, the same Lakura terrorist group killed 6 people in Bagiza and Rausankade and Ransak communities in villages still in Arewa local government. Also disturbed that on Sunday, 16th of March 2025, the same Lakura group attacks and set ablaze 6 communities, namely Building Debi, Tunga Daura, Tamarke, Tamazubi, Tambo, and Garin Nagoro, all in Arewa local governments of Kebbi State. Concerned that the Lakura terrorist group present were also noticed their presence in Maigwaza and Rudimbesa communities and other villages in Dundee local government of Kebbi State also. Worried that these attacks have created so much fear in the rural communities and villages in Arewa local government, resulting into mass movement of people from various communities and villages to Kangiwa, the headquarters of the local government, where RDP camps has been established. The House resolved to urge the security agencies to urgently deploy more security personnel to curtail the menace of this terrorist group in the affected villages. Also, urge the Nigerian Army to establish a forward observation base and operational base in Arewa local government for prompt response to these terrorist incessant invasions. Also urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide relief materials to the affected communities, villages, and those in RDP camps in Kangiwa, that's in Arewa local government. Also observe a 1-minute silence in honor of those who lost their lives, and also mandate the House Committee on Army, Police, NEMA, and the legislative compliance to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, I so moved.
Thank you very much. This is a straightforward motion. I'll just put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on Army, Police, NEMA, and Committee on Legislative Compliance. Shall we rise for 1 minute silence as prayed by the motion, please? May the gentle souls of the departed rest in perfect peace.
Order, please. Order, please. Please, let's be seated, members. Please, let's be seated.
Still proceeding with the matter of urgent public importance, I want to find out if Honorable John Mwanwu Dafan, if he's in the house. Honorable John, please, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I am John Dafan. I represent Mikang Shandam Kwanpan Federal Constituency. I rise this morning to move a motion of urgent public importance. Pursuant to Section Order 8, Rule 5, an urgent need for the federal government to intervene to stop the banditry attacks and kidnapping in Namu and Wal districts of Kwanpan local government area of Plateau State. I so move, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Honorable John. Deputy Chair, Army, please second.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Ogel David Agada, member representing Oju, Obi Federal Constituency, and from Benue State, the food basket of the nation. I rise this morning to second the motion as ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion that is urgent enough to be heard now. Any seconder? Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Honorable member, please let the speaker be. Please excuse yourself from there first, please.
Good morning, Excellent Honorables. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm Hussein Mohammed Jallo, representing Igabi Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. I hereby second the motion ably moved by my colleague, I so second. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable John, the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the House notes that the relentless banditry attacks and kidnapping in Namu and Wal districts in Kwanpan local government area of Plateau State have reached catastrophic proportions, necessitating a need for immediate federal intervention as the inhabitants of Namu and Wal have recently been invaded by bandits, killing not less than 8 people and scores seriously injured. And more than 15 people have been kidnapped. Further note that Namu and Wal are agrarian, with 90% of its citizens relying solely on their farm produce as a source of livelihood. Worried that the continued incidents of banditry and kidnapping around Namu and Bwal districts axis have adversely affected their performance and their microeconomic activities in the communities and its environs. Also note that the bandits are suspected to be foreign elements going by their physical appearances and mode of communication, and aware that the people who were injured in the avoidable incidents of banditry attacks are hospitalized while so many are rendered homeless. Resolve, Your Excellency, to observe a minute's silence in honor of the deceased and to urge the Chief of Defense Staff, the Inspector General of Police, and other security agencies to deploy additional security personnel to flush out these bandits and restore peace in Namu and Bwal communities. Urge the Director General of the Department of State Service and other intelligence agencies to strengthen intelligence network to preempt and respond effectively to attacks and foster collaboration with local communities to identify and address underlying issues fueling banditry. Urge the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs through the National Emergency Management Agency and National Committee for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons to, as a matter of urgency, provide relief materials to the affected communities. Mandate the House Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance. I so move, Your Excellency.
Yes. This is also a straightforward motion. But I think the Honorable Member from Plateau State want to share his own opinion on this. I yield to you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for yielding the floor to me to say a word. Briefly, I am Yusuf Adamu Gagdi. I represent Panshinkanke Kanam Federal Constituency. I'm from Plateau. Mr. Speaker, it's just by way of adding value to what my brother, Honorable Dafan, put together regarding to his constituency. And to equally, perhaps, the security agencies, if they are listening to us, will understand the strategic situation in Plateau and how Plateau is now being surrounded by bandits and other organizations that are killing people on a daily basis. Sometimes I spoke about Kanam, Panshinkanke. Kanam Wasei, boundaries, Taraba, is a big thick forest that link to that. Namu Shandam Kwanpan, boundary Nasarawa, is another thick forest that culminate into the influx of some of those things. Mr. Speaker, adding security personnel is not enough until and unless a classified operation is conducted to comb the villages, the forests, the thick forests surrounding Garga axis in Kanam local government, surrounding Wasei in Taraba axis, surrounding Namu, that boundary Nasarawa. We are in a terrible situation in Plateau, Mr. Speaker. Let the security agencies help the situation. The bush, the forest, that thick forests that have become a safe haven to bandits, to kidnappers, need to be combed. There should be an intelligent-led security operation that will be able to, reduce the suffocation in those forests so that Plateau people can breathe air. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Are you proposing an amendment, or you're happy with the prayers of the motion?
It's just an addition. When security agencies are doing their job, they should comb those villages that surround Plateau. We are caged by bandits, by kidnappers, by unknown gunmen, and until the right thing is done, Mr. Speaker, we cannot breathe. Plateau people want to breathe, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've really spoken with passion. And it's a straightforward motion, and he has supported the proposition of his brother, Honorable John. I just want to put the question. Those in support of this motion, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on NEMA, Defense, Police, as well as National Security and Intelligence. as well as Legislative Compliance Committee of the House. Thank you, honorable colleagues. It's still on
Sorry, Your
matter of
Excellency,
urgent public
1 minute
importance.
Silence.
It's
1
Honorable
minute
Chris
silence, Your
Nkwanta.
Excellency.
Oh, you prayed for 1 minute silence?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Honorable members, shall we rise for 1 minute silence, please? Is Honorable Chris Nkwanta in the House? If you are, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Chris Nkwanta, and I represent the good people of Okwa East and West Federal Constituency in Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I come under Order 825 on a motion of urgent public importance on the kidnapping of Obasi Lawson in Okwa East local government.
Thank you very much. You need to second that. Honorable Akin.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Akitunde Rotimi Jr., I represent the good people of Ekiti North 1 federal constituency comprising Kole and Oyo local government. I rise to second the motion that this matter is urgent enough to be heard.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those in support of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion. Yes, please. The red cap.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, my name is Barrister Muhammad Ibrahim Shehu, representing the people of Fege Federal Constituency. I'm from Kano State. I rise to second the second leg of the motion, ably moved by my brother, Chris. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. Those in support of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Chris, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This matter of urgent public importance has to do with the kidnapping of Chief Obasi Lawson and escalating insecurity in Abia State. The House notes that the recent alarming incident on March 4, 2025, where the chairman of Board of Trustees of the Petroleum Retailers Outlet Association Owners of Nigeria, Chief Lawson Obasi, was kidnapped by gunmen in Azumini, Okwa East local government area of Abia State, along with his driver, his personal aide, and a policeman who were brutally murdered. The House further notes that the abduction occurred around 1900 hours as Chief Lawson's convoy was ambushed by armed assailants in dark blue Sienna vehicle, leading to the tragic death of his driver and one other individual. Observes that this incident is not isolated, as in December 2024, another city